Good morning, everyone. It was morning for me, so welcome back to my channel and watch along as we find some shells today. Before I was able to get on the beach, I found my first shell. This is a Cuban brown snail. It's a land snail. This was a new beach for me. I had never been here, but I wanted to give it a try, see if we could find any shells. So here we are, bright and early in the morning at low tide. The first shell we encountered was this cowrie shell. This is probably a yellow cowrie. The top has been worn down some, but that was an exciting find. And some sea glass. I definitely listened to your guys' comments, and you guys like the sea glass, so I'm going to keep showing it to you. I also like it. Here is a limpet, maybe a cayenne. This was sad because I just know that I will probably never find a cone over here on the southeast coast of Florida, but that top was just too cool to pass up, so I took it. Here is a spiny jewel box and some sea glass. Soon I think I'm gonna start a exclusive club and you guys can join, and that's a checker near it. What I'm gonna do is I'll put some of that sea glass together. Maybe you guys want to have it for your own projects, but I might be able to do that for you guys. This is a milk moon snail. So tiny. Wow, this was a good find. The first of these I've ever found is an Atlantic morum shell. I learned that from another content creator, but wow, what a cool shell. Piece of sea glass.
You're blocking us.
What else? I found another limpet. Not really any coloring on this one. Some really smooth sea glass. This piece was nice. It was a beautiful light blue color. Hard to tell there, but it had a nice light blue color. A tiny little spiny jewel box. I think this was a leafy oyster, possibly. Maybe just a little piece I was picking up, hoping it was a shell. Another piece of sea glass. I'll pick it up also if it is not all smooth like that, just to get it off of the beach and just make sure no one steps on it. But that day I found a lot of good pieces of sea glass. Really nice worn down, tiny little auger. And some mini shells that day. And a second Atlantic cowrie, that yellow cowrie. You can see a little bit more of the yellow coloring on this one. Wow. Oh, I almost lost it, but picked it right back up. It's pretty rare that I can find more than one cowrie in a day. I really don't have that many of them either. This is a nice piece of sea glass. The top of the bottle. Comment down below what color sea glass is your favorite. I want to know what you guys like. And a little auger. This looks like a alternate talon. It could also be a rose petal talon. You can kind of see that pink peeking out at the top. Let me know what you guys think. I really like the talons. Ooh, a couple mini shells, and it's a sundial. Wow, look how tiny it is. Cute little shell. And next to it, I'm not really sure what that was. Big chunky piece of sea glass. And a little green guy to go with it. Here is the best kind of Venus clam, in my opinion, the Imperial Venus clam. This is a tiny one, but look at those beautiful ridges, and you can see that orange stripe coming through. So this to me kind of looked like a calico clam. Some sort of clamshell. I don't think it was a talon, but I had never found one like that. Ooh, another sundial. Another mini sundial. And turkey wing. If you watched that last video, you saw that I found a few big sundials, and then this day we ended up finding some mini ones. Nice big piece of sea glass. You can tell this one is not rounded on the edge, so that was actually more like trash when we took it off the beach. So at this point, I actually filmed this in 2 separate times. The first time was a little slow, so I went back a second time, and when we went back, if you had heard of the news, there was this boat that was stranded on the beach. It had been there for a couple of days at that point. There were some people there working on digging it out and trying to get it off the beach, but apparently they had tried to already pull it off, snapped lines. They're working, trying to get it off of there. I just could not believe how big it was. I'll show you guys in a couple other videos later, but just sitting here on the beach, hanging out. Found a limpet. This looks more like a cayenne, because you can tell that orange coloring. And an auger. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the augers I found that day. It had to have been at least 30. Here's another look at that boat. It's a 90-foot boat. Just on the beach. Oh, sadly, this was a conch. It was broken. The only actually whole conch I saw that day. A ton of pieces of conch shells, but no actual conchs. And like I said, I just was going at it, picking up all of the augers that I saw that day. I could not believe how many I found, especially tiny ones, but there's a little glimpse. A common dove snail. Fooled me for a second because I kind of was hoping it was like a juvenile horse conch or something else, but nope. This though, I knew what that was right away. It's another sundial. I know that you guys really enjoyed the sundials, and lucky for you and for me, I found a handful of them that day. Guess another auger to go with it. This moon snail, and it's just the top part. It's pretty often that I find just the top. I don't know how it breaks in half like that. A piece of sea glass. Interesting looking one. It's almost kind of scuffed up, or it was all the sand on it, but a big piece of green sea glass. And right here I found a little seraph, and bigger auger. Found some big ones and some small ones that day. A little calico scallop. Something caught my eye in the seaweed over there. I found these sunglasses. At this point, this is the third pair of sunglasses that I found on the beach. Whole, like, nothing broken on them. And I guess I'm starting a collection of sunglasses. Didn't plan on it, but I keep finding them. Right here, I found this cool little top snail. I think it's a green turbo, funky kind of shell. Checking it out, making sure there's no critter inside, and no one's home, so I get to take it. This is a calico clam. So the one that I found earlier, I really don't know what exactly it is because it doesn't look like the calico clam, but in a way it does, so maybe it's some sort of cousin to it. This is a beautiful sundial. In my last video, so many that I found had that little top part broken, and this one was just perfect. Found this bottle top. Wasn't that sharp, but it definitely wasn't all the way worn down, so I wanted to make sure I took it off the beach. A piece of a lightning whelk. It was really sad. I didn't find any lightning whelks that day, just some big pieces of them. It does give me hope for the next time though. This is a thin talon. Not really any coloring on it. And a little calico scallop. I think this could be long-spined star shell, but it's definitely really worn down. Can't really tell too well what it is. That was just my guess. It didn't really look like a top snail to me, or the turbo shells. This was new. Look at that bright pink coloring on it. It's almost like an arc or cardita, but that beautiful pink. I love pink. It's like my favorite color, so I had to take it with me. And a little turkey wing. These are gray peanut snails. My boyfriend found a bunch up more towards the brush, and they're really cool little guys. They're land snails, so they're air breathing. Oh, and dropped them. Here was a giant bottle, completely intact. These little shells were making it their home, washed up on the shore, but I actually did decide to try to get those shells off, but then I wanted to throw it out because I didn't want to leave trash on the beach. Can you guys believe it? Another sundial. This one, again, the top was not broken off. It was absolutely perfect. Just a beautiful shell. And now we have a nice collection of them. Maybe I will be able to share some of my finds with you guys if I can be able to sell them and give away some sundials. A cute little checkered neurite. I really take my time and look for the mini shells because I love them just as much as the big ones. And here was a shark eye moon snail. As I discussed in my last video, that back part, if it's connected, that means it's a real one. If not, if it's not connected, it's a false. This one looked a little bit more like a false shark eye. And here is a big chunk of sea glass. Just collecting all of my finds in my hand there. We'll add some more sea glass. I was really happy with all of my finds so far. There was a seagull party going on. They were making a lot of noise too. You could hear it in the background of that last clip. Sorry birds, didn't mean to disturb you, but look at this shark's tooth. I could not believe I spotted it. This was an interesting orange color. Definitely something different to add to my shark tooth collection. An itty bitty shark eye moon snail with my shark's tooth. Okay, I need to know if you guys do this, but I, in my head, say what I want to find that day. After saying I wanted to find a coffee bean, I found one. Look how cute. You can see those little spots on the top of it, that brown color. It is a little coffee bean trivia. A big chunk of sea glass. This one was sharp, so we're taking it off the beach. Some more augers.
Hi, dog.
I'll have to show you guys kind of a collection video, but I have a bowl that I'm filling up with augers, and that's why we keep taking them. Another shark eye. This is another sundial. And I kept finding them with the bottom up. I'm so glad I was able to spot it. Right next to this shark eye. Two really good finds right near each other. That is so rare. Displaying these mini shells, an auger, and this is a deltoid rock shell. Such a cool shell. I have a couple of these in my collection. Two small ones, now one larger one. This is a Sally's auger. You can tell because it is that brown color. It doesn't have the pronounced ridges on it. This was the top of a moon snail. So it was white though. I had never seen a white shark eye. I don't know if they are white or how that worked, but another tiny coffee bean. Look at it. Ugh, how perfect. Now it's time to head off the beach. Say goodbye to the boat. Hopefully they figure out how to get that off of the beach soon. But that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please keep watching and subscribe to come along on my shelling adventures.